Good morning. I'm Kathy Kassner, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm the coordinator for the Climate Action Team and your worship associate for today. We welcome you here this morning, for those of you in the sanctuary, as well as those of you joining us on Zoom. If you're here in person and new to the congregation, please ask about signing our visitor book to receive our email news. If you're joining us on Zoom, you can visit our website, uucatskills.org, to find contact information and the latest newsletter. And you can scroll to the bottom of the home page for the form to be added to our email list. A reminder that people of all ages, children, young and old, are welcome here at the UU Catskills. There is space across the hall for anyone who would like to hear this service while being able to move about freely. After the service, please stay for an in-person refreshments or for a time of connection if you are on Zoom. We have a few short announcements to share with you today. If anyone is interested in attending an incredible cookie making session on Saturday, December 7th from 2 to 5 p.m. at Cheryl Chandler's home, it was an auction item and there is space for a few more bakers. For $20, take home a beautiful platter of delicious holiday cookies. Please see Cheryl Chandler after the service. Also today, there will be a update from the Climate Task Force. Please stay, that will be at noon.
Do you mean the building task force?
Is that not what I said? All right, yes, the building task force. Thank you. All right. All right. So we have a social action moment today from Donna Schleckman.
Good morning, I'm Donna. My pronouns are she, her. And this morning's social action moment is brought to us by our 8th principle. This principle calls us into beloved community through our commitment to anti-racism and anti-oppression work. And it's a reminder that this is not a one and done. It's ongoing work that is a central part of our culture within these walls. Beloved community happens when people of diverse ethnic, educational, class, gender, sexual orientation, and identities come together in interdependent relationship of love, mutual respect, and care. This seeks to realize justice within this community and in the broader world. As we worship this morning, let us remember that the earth is perhaps our first oppressed being.
Thank you, Donna. Unitarian Universalism is a liberal religious faith that carries no creed and welcomes all seekers. Whoever you are, whoever you love, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. We are guided by the values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity, centered always in the power of love. We draw on many sources of wisdom and inspiration as we seek to understand the world, the universe, and the mystery beyond our all human knowing. At UU Catskills, we seek to live our values in every part of our lives. We affirm that Black Lives Matter. We are a welcoming and affirming congregation for the LGBTQ community. We are a congregational affiliate of the Ulster Immigrant Defense Network. We are an active voice in the effort to address climate change. Our sanctuary is built on the tribal land of the Lenni Lenape people, currently known as Kingston. Please take a moment to turn off your electronic devices. Give yourself permission to be fully present here and now. Today's service is presented by the Climate Action Team, which is part of our Social Action Committee. Most of the service comes from the UU Climate Justice Revival, Reimagine from an Extractive Age to a New Era, a project of the UU Climate Justice Coalition, including the UUA, UU Service Committee, UU Ministry for the Earth, UU The Vote, UUs for Social Justice, Side with Love, and others. The revival is designed to encourage collaboration amongst the congregational teams and to collectively envision a future for the world that we can create together. As challenging as the task may be, time is crucial. According to scientists, the next 5 years will be critical to prevent the worst effects of our changing climate. It's crunch time. The time is now. Together, we must move past systems and cultures of extraction to usher in a new era with love and justice at the center of our climate actions. Our prelude this morning is Dusk by Nakira Okoye. Thank you, Catherine. It's time for the lighting of the chalice, if the children would like to come. Please join me in saying the chalice lighting words, which may be found in your order of service. We light this chalice in grateful, loving community, even in the darkest times. May its flame light paths to courage, justice, and hope. And now our unison affirmation. May we be minded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love to all living beings. May we know once again that we are not isolated, but connected in joy, mystery, and miracle in the universe, in this community, and in each other. The opening words today are New Day's Lyric by Amanda Gorman. May this be the day we come together. Morning, we come to mend. Withered, we come to weather. Torn, we come to tend. Battered, we come to better. Tethered by the year of yearning, we are learning that though we weren't ready for this, we have been readied by this. We steadily vow that no matter how we are weighed down, we must always pave a way forward. The hope is our door, our portal, even if we never get back to normal. Someday we can venture beyond it, to leave the known and take the first steps. So let us not return to what was normal, but to reach towards what is next. What was cursed, we will cure. What was plagued, we will prove pure. Where we tend to argue, we will try to agree. Those fortunes we foresaw, or we forswore, now the fortunes we foresee. Where we weren't aware, we're now awake. Those moments we missed are these moments we make. The moments we meet and our hearts, once all together beaten, now all together beat. Come, look up with kindness yet, for even solace can be sourced from sorrow. We remember not just for the sake of yesterday, but to take on tomorrow. We heed this old spirit in a new day's lyric, for our old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. Be bold, sang time this year, be bold, sang time. For when you honor yesterday, tomorrow ye will find. Know what we fought need not be forgot, nor for none. It defines us, binds us as one. Come over, join this day, just begun, for wherever we come together, we will forever overcome. All right, and it's time for the not for children only. Oh, thank you. All right, and that's Blue Boat Home on page 1064.
Still my tribe and heart can say. morning, everyone. My name is Lisa Garay. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a member of the Climate Action Team here at UU Catskills and also the coordinator for our congregation's volunteer-led Junior Climate Action Team, which is an environmentalist kids club that meets once a month here during Sunday services. Today, for our Not for Children Only story, we will be hearing a story called What Do You Do with a Problem by Kobe Yamada, as read by UUA President Sophia Betancourt. So what do you do with a problem? It's a good question to ponder, and one that we are called to answer again and again and again, as life indeed can often feel like a series of problems to be solved. For many of us, our problems have been more vast and worrisome just over these last couple of weeks, which is particularly true for environmentalists, as we are faced with promises to deliver on those calls to drill, baby, drill. And as world leaders are meeting at this very moment at COP29, the United Nations Climate Change Conference, we are bracing for our own country to pull out of the Paris Agreement, sending global climate change efforts spiraling backwards. Yes, it sure is hard to know what to do with these problems. Luckily, we are a congregation of problem solvers. We don't run away from problems, but link arms and look them square in the eyes through our various social action committees and say, I may not know how to solve you problem, but I can sure as heck try to make you a little bit smaller. In that tradition, our UU Catskills kids are budding problem solvers too, with our young environmentalists huddling each month with the aim of solving some of the world's pressing environmental problems. Problems, mind you, that are not of their own making, but that they are inheriting from the greed and failures of us grown-ups. In past sessions, for example, our junior cats, as we affectionately call them, have discussed ways that they can help to save the rainforest, what they can do with food waste, and the importance of planting for pollinators, among many other topics. They are brave and wonderful and wise to do this work, and as a special treat, after our story today, we will invite any kids who would like to share some of their wisdom with us, offering us their own best advice on how we might go about solving some of life's difficult problems. And with that to look forward to, here's today's story.
As we continue the celebration of our revival together, I am so excited to bring you a story by one of my favorite children's authors, Kobe Yamada. The images are by May Isom. This story is called, What Do You Do with a Problem? I don't know how it happened, but one day I had a problem. I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it. I really didn't like having a problem, but it was here. It was here. Why is it here? What does it want? What do you do with a problem? I thought. I wanted it to go away. I shooed it, I scowled at it, I tried ignoring it, but nothing worked. I started to worry about my problem. What if it swallowed me up? What if my problem sneaks up and gets me? What if it takes away all of my things? I worried a lot. I worried about what would happen. I worried about what could happen. I worried about this, and I worried about that. And the more I worried, the bigger my problem became. I wished it would just disappear. I tried everything I could to hide from it. I even found ways to disguise myself, but it still found me. And the more I avoided my problem, the more I saw it everywhere. I thought about it all the time. I didn't feel good at all. I couldn't take it anymore. This has to stop, I declared. Maybe I was making my problem bigger and scarier than it actually was. After all, my problem hadn't really swallowed me up or attacked me. I realized but I had to face it. So even though I didn't want to, I really didn't want to, even though I was really afraid, I got ready and I tackled my problem. When I got face to face with it, I discovered something. My problem wasn't what I thought it was, and I discovered that it had something beautiful inside. My problem held an opportunity. It was an opportunity for me to learn and grow, to be brave, to do something. It showed me that it was important to look closely because some opportunities only come once. So now I see problems differently. I'm not afraid of them anymore because I know they're secret. Every problem has an opportunity for something good. You just have to look for it. And that, my loves, is the end of our story.
Yeah, we're gonna ask. Do we have the mic? All right, do any of our junior cats have any advice to share with the congregation about solving a problem? All right, can you give your name and your age and let us know what you have in mind?
My name is Jake and I am 8 years old. What you can do with a problem if it's small, you cannot worry about it that much. If it's a big problem, you can try to help, try to take it away.
That's great advice. Thank you, Jake. Do we have anybody else who would like to share? Okay, Amel.
I'm Amel and I'm 9 years old, and what I do with the problem is I tell it to stop.
That's great. Short and sweet. We could use that. Maddie, you want to come up?
First,
Say your name and your age.
Maddie and I'm 7, and my first advice is to go to Dunkin' Donuts. My second is to do this to your hand, but if you want to say it, you can do this. From the top of my finger to the bottom of my palm, I can do this. I can be calm. Or you can just blow it away, or go to a little corner and say stop, think, make a good choice to yourself.
That's good advice. Thank you. We got a lot of wisdom here. Would anyone else like to go? No? Okay. Well, then we can, you sure? Yeah? All right, we'll sing our children out, please.
Okay. All right.
If
What's your name?
my name is Lisa and I'm 7 years old, and if I had a problem with somebody else, I would go up to them and say, "Are you okay?" And then
Please get comfortable where you are, and we'll take time for a silent meditation. Each week, we take a plate collection to benefit the congregation and the community. We contribute to our wider community by sharing half our plate donation with 8 charitable groups in Kingston and Ulster County. You can give in several ways. Place cash or a check in the basket when it is passed, use a QR code in your order of service, or give electronically by going to uucatskills.org. For the love and support we share with the world, please give generously. Our offertory music this morning is Part of It by Lee Morris and Adam Pond, which was commissioned for the Climate Justice Revival. With gratitude for your generosity, thank you for sharing these gifts.
Good morning. If you feel like you've been sitting for a while, feel free to roll your shoulders. That's what I do when I get a little stiff. And I hope you're all enjoying this climate revival service UUCC style. My name is Nancy Beard. My pronouns are she, her. I am a member of our congregation's climate action team. And today I'd like to share with you a sermon that was written by Andrew Batcher for this UU Climate Justice Revival. This is one of many sermons that were submitted as part of a climate revival contest, and it can be found on the web along with other submissions that were chosen as finalists. I looked through many of them, and I thought that this was the best fit for us at this time. So just a little bit about Andrew Batcher. Andrew Batcher is the Social Justice Coordinator for the Potomac Partnership, which is a collaboration that was begun by 3 large DC area congregations, Fairfax, Cedar Lane, and River Road. He is a professional organizer with a commitment to bridge building and intersectional social justice. He has participated in the peace movement, Occupy, and Black Lives Matter, and he brings this experience to cultivate social justice as a faith practice and a path for leadership development. And I'll just note that when I say I believe or I think, that's Andrew Batcher speaking, not me. I'm just reading it the way he wrote it. So his sermon is called A Future Where We Can Thrive. Our planet is hurting. We know this. Our planet is hurting because of climate change and because of racism, poverty, war problems that feel so wrong and overwhelming. There's distress in the interconnected web of life of which we are a part. Part of what brings us here as Unitarian Universalists is to learn how we will carry through together. This is a holy purpose, a wonderful reason to gather. And I invite us all to envision a future where together we shine an inspirational beacon for resilience and purpose. Many look at the climate crisis as a political struggle. I believe in some ways the political fight actually distracts us from seeing the deeper truth. We are really in a spiritual struggle to embrace a future where we can thrive. It is a struggle because embracing the future requires letting go of the past. The future is uncertain, and it's hard to let go of what we are used to. As we face climate crisis, we don't really know where we are going or how we will get there. We see many bumps in the road. People can be quite skilled at resisting good ideas, and sometimes we come up with shockingly bad ideas. And we see this in the embrace among some of fascism. For environmental sustainability, we are often asked to do things we don't know how to do. Separating recyclables is hard enough sometimes, let alone tending my own garden. Sometimes we're asked to give up things we don't want to give up, like air travel. All of this is stressful. And I believe the spiritual stress of change is actually fueling so much of the political divisions we see. But these challenges are not insurmountable. And our shared faith is a source of transformation within us, between us, and beyond us. To live in a thriving future on a thriving planet, we have to step into the unknown, which is overwhelming. But we must do this because our children and our grandchildren don't have a choice. They have no option but to live in the future, and they need elders to move into that future with them. I think a lot about what it must be like to be a child now. I wonder what my youthful preoccupations might have been if climate catastrophe felt so imminent in my formative years. I really like the poet Khalil Gibran, and I'm going to quote his poem that I hear most often, On Children. Gibran writes, "Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth." Gibran's poem is about children and elders, but I think it could equally be about the future and the past. The future of our children is the arrow which hopefully flies from a stable bow. There is a role for everyone in building the future we long for. I want to broaden our conversation about the climate to be about the future, because I think the future is what we really are concerned about when we talk about climate change. I speak of children to remind us that the future is not some distant abstraction, but the world our people will definitely live into. I also speak of the future because I think it helps us to see two principles that I believe are vitally important for grounding a meaningful conversation about climate change. First, climate change is really not only about the climate. And second, creating a future where we responsibly address climate change will require coalitions who are committed not just to addressing climate change, but to racial justice, economic justice, gender justice, and more. I'll speak first to the point that climate change is not only about the climate. Climate crises do not exist in a vacuum, independent of racial hierarchy, economic systems, or our struggles to be in community. It's hard to get a job in the middle of a hurricane or a forest fire or a global pandemic. If you're getting minimum wage, it's hard to buy vegan or an electric car. Extractive industries like mining often operate in formerly colonized and currently exploited nations. Factories and toxic disposal sites are often placed near communities with majority low-income people of color. Politics doesn't operate on single issues. No politician is going to vote only on the environment. In this interconnected world, it just doesn't make sense for our social justice efforts to be siloed so that I speak up exclusively about the environment while you speak up exclusively about racism. What we can do is seek out locally the opportunities to contribute to the future we wish to see. In my work in Virginia, where there have been attempts to ban books, we've shown up at school board meetings, held teach-ins on critical race theory, and organized a festival to celebrate banned books and the people who make them. This is work about education, censorship, race, gender, LGBTQIA+ rights. And I believe it also serves environmental justice because it's really about supporting a progressive coalition who cares about the future. It's about the people who will inherit the future, and a sustainable planet must be part of that inheritance. Beyond politics, every day we shape the world with how we travel, what we eat, what we do and don't do. As Unitarian Universalists, it's central to our purpose to ask how we can make space to revere the interconnected web of life of which we are a part. In asking this question, I think it is important to not be prescriptive, but to give each other grace and understanding, because this is genuinely hard to figure out. We need to respect the stress we are dealing with. It is hard to let go of the past we are used to, even if we know we must. By showing understanding, we enable each other to succeed. Now, for the second principle of what I believe is necessary to have a meaningful discussion about climate change. We need to build coalitions who are committed not just to environmental sustainability, but to racial justice, economic justice, gender justice, and more. And it follows that those who are focused on racial justice, economic justice, and gender justice benefit from building coalitions for environmental sustainability. If climate activism is your passion, you probably also care about access to health care, that people have homes, and that people are not being attacked because of their race, religion, sexual orientation, or gender. And if climate activism is not your passion, you probably still want a livable future on a healthy planet. I believe that all social justice issues are really different lenses on the same goal. It's all about creating a thriving future. For people to thrive, we need a planet that thrives. I believe that also means honoring the species who shape this planet. Achieving a thriving future requires coalitions that are joined by folks of diverse backgrounds and perspectives who unite around the possibilities that are life-giving and love-nurturing. The potential of a ministerial voice for justice is really found in the vision we can articulate and live by our example. In the world of Unitarian Universalist social justice, we often find ourselves occupied in the business of developing charters and competing over small amounts of funding. But what the world really wants is for us to demonstrate how we are a home, a haven, an affirming space for inspiring action and nourishment for the souls who long to shape a thriving future in community. Many of us are here because we have found a rare sort of home. People are yearning for the haven we can provide, far more than those we see within our walls. A future where we can thrive is intersectional. There is no sustainable future with an economy that only values the 1 or 10%. There is no unified coalition that could revive the planet without the embrace of the diverse cultures of the planet. And every climate activist knows that our future cannot depend solely on climate activists. A legislative victory here and there is not enough to tackle the problems of planetary overshoot. But what might be enough are the masses of diverse people embracing sustainable, beloved community. So, what is our role? How do we get there? It is not easy or a straightforward road, but I think we can make more progress with welcome and gratitude. These holy Unitarian Universalist sanctuaries have raised children, formed friendships, been a spiritual salvation and grounding, provided prophetic voice, and a glorious community that human beings seek in our bones. There is so much to honor and celebrate in who we have been in our past. As we look to the future, we can grow on who we have been and become more fully who we wish to be. We can challenge Eurocentric empire and create spaces of true appreciation for the diversity of people, culture, history, language, perspectives, and wisdom that we all can learn from. We can make space for emerging leaders who are committed to a thriving future and represent the diversity that is central to Unitarian Universalist values. We could promote economies that do not force people to live on the edge, barely able to survive. We, in our congregations and by our actions, can be havens for spiritual growth in a world often chasing the bottom line. We can be a source of welcome and love and light in the dark. And of course, we cannot do all of this in isolation. We must be in partnership, in coalition, to make the world a better place. What we have to offer is our care, our welcome, our commitment to learn and to support the people who are dedicated to the thriving future we also believe in. It isn't easy. It can't be done all at once. But we sure can figure out how to do something right and build on what we do right and keep building. We reach a goal, perhaps a green sanctuary goal, and then we build towards the next one. And this is holy work. We have something to offer, and the world's thirsty for inspiration. I am grateful for the planet, which is the source of all I see and love. I am grateful for Unitarian Universalism, which has accepted me when others would not. I am grateful for those who raised and guided me, those who will carry on when I am gone, and for everyone near and far who is united in the common cause of liberation. Our potential is magnificent. Let's build a world everyone can celebrate and carry on. Let this be a day of planetary revival. Let tomorrow and next week and next year be the same. And may you look to find the faces of friends who will help you on your journey. Because above all, it is important to know that you are not alone. All of us live with our challenges, our concerns, and our daily demands that make it easy to get lost in our own heads. Religious community brings us out of our isolation and helps us recognize that we are, in fact, in this together. Let us be together in love and purpose. We are not here to dwell in doom and gloom. We are here to demonstrate a vision for how we can live with love and purpose in the face of the challenges in front of us. We will do this together. We will do this. So please join in our closing hymn, which was handed out on a separate sheet of paper. Everybody should have it. We will rise together.
So it's a zipper song. So we get to, after we will rise together, we can sing together and dance together. What words would you like? Okay, so let's do rise together, sing together, dance. Is there a suggestion? Heel. Heel. Good. Okay. Rise, sing, dance, heel.
Hi, my name is Kristen Shara. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a member of the Climate Action Team. Our closing words today are a responsive reading titled Prayers of the People and Planet. Fears stifle imagination and limits our capacity for relationships that embrace our beautiful and abundant humanity. Fear creates, I'll let you know. Fear creates cynical cycles of supremacy and extractive relationships with each other and our planet. Reimagining together is how we overcome fear. Reimagining together is how we build new relationships and a new era, putting love at the center. Today, especially, we put love at the center of our work for climate change and justice. So please join me now in the prayers of the people and the planet. The congregational response found in the order of service is, let us reimagine a new era together. Beginning right here in our congregation, we pray for ourselves, that we open our hearts to be companions, caring for a hurting world and committing to create a world of flourishing. Let us reimagine a new era together. With reverence for the great web of life and with humility, we acknowledge our place in it. We commit to protect the earth and all beings from exploitation. So we pray for land, ecosystems, all species, the entire world. Let us reimagine a new era together. We pray for justice for all frontline communities who are impacted first, worst, and longest by climate change and who face systemic oppression. Let us reimagine a new era together. We make right the wrongs of the past, not by ignoring them, but by doing the difficult work of dismantling the oppressive systems and behaviors that feed our illusion of separation. May we live in a way that honors our interdependence and acts in accordance with our interconnection with all people and the planet. Let us reimagine a new era together. As we begin in local, committed communities of support, we find the strength and courage to widen our circles of concern, resisting hierarchies of value and ideologies of scarcity. Let us reimagine a new era together. May we set down fear. May our courage to face the intersecting systems of harm lead to the strength to create intersecting practices of love and healing so that all may flourish. Let us reimagine a new era together. Reimagining together, we build new relationships. We put love at the center of climate justice work, and we commit. May it be so. Amen.
So please join me in the words for extinguishing the flame. They are printed in your order of service. We